Hello everyone, this is Wise Exotics. If I cough, sorry, I still have a little bit of that cold coming. Okie dokie, so far of the Highlands, we've had no issues in terms of loss. I did notice the tip of the Raja peltata here seemed to have stopped growing and got like scorched. I'm not really too sure how that occurred. So I shifted it around and my Minima X Diabolica is right there now. Now, over here are the seed siblings. I call them the little tiniest of the Highlands. So, Velosa Hamada is now out of the bag officially. Robocantley has a nice big leaf and a new pitcher already. That it's growing a lot faster than I thought it would. The other pitcher here that I had grow from it grew really slowly. Diabolica is right there, nice big leaf jump. As we go over here, there's the Naga. That's got a nice new pitcher. Hamada is doing fine, new pitcher, new leaves. Same with this one, new pitcher coming on the BE Hamada. Overall, Islands seem to be doing good other than that one issue on the Raja Peltata. Now, there was another issue, but I don't know what caused this. I don't really see it as an issue, it's just the leaf deformation on the clipeata. As you can see, my clipeata is a seed crone. This is a pure one. It's got a beautiful shape, and that is clipeata. I mean, can't really argue that. As you can see, the leaf curled a bit. I'm not so sure if that was cold damage, so I moved it from that side to there. Peltata's got a leaf tip, hopefully coming out with a pitcher. Yeah, so we'll move over to the other side now. The other Highlands seem to be doing fine. No fatalities here. They just seem to be doing really good overall. The dragon is sleeping because this is early in the morning for me. Let's see. I did pot the glandiflora. That came as a freebie. I'm starting to open the bag just a little bit at a time. You just slowly gap it. It's been a couple of weeks, but I try to do it as a very slow acclimation. About 1 week fully in the bag, and then second week I slowly start opening it. Okay. This one, I'm not so sure. As I said, this was a gift I gave to my mother, and she gave it back like this, so I'm not really sure what happened. I changed the moss, I changed the water. It might have got too hot or something. I do not know. The growth tip looks fine, so I'm hoping it'll pop a new growth tip. Queen Malini, beautiful shaping, color, very easy plant to grow, highly recommend. From the Lowlands, which are in the tank, you can see my Suki's new leaf tip, which I'm really happy for. About 8 months that took to pop out. It literally went into like a dormant state, which is really weird. None of my others did it. You can see one of my newer pictures just popped on that. That is a Gaminophora. Still no pictures on those little ones. I don't know why. Let's see. Over in the back corner, that specific one, that is a lemon cherry. That's what I call it because it has a really complex name. It's got Clobasa, Ampulara, Black Miracle, all back crossed a dozen plus ways, and I really can't remember the entire line without using the tag or looking up the exact order. So I just call it lemon cherry. Next to it is its only surviving seed sibling, that little thing right there. It does have a growth tip. The second one that I had there passed away, just burnt up. I'm not really sure what happened to it. As I said prior when I was doing this, I came in here and checked. I'm now having to gap it a little more at the top because at 100% and 90, it was starting to build mold up on the scorched tips from the hydroperoxide, which is kind of weird. So like as you can see, there's slight scorching on that plant right there. That is where I would see little white specks of mold. So I opened it up, aired it out, hosed them off with a little bit of clean water, pumped them off, and then I used neem oil on it to clean them off, and that seems to have abated that further. I only lost that little one in there. The rest are doing fine. As you can see, I brought my sun pitcher in here as well, as they like intense heat. Let's see, I'm trying to think of anything else. I did put that one in here. That's the Albo Marganita. That is a red one I've been growing. I got it from Hawaii. what was it, tissue culture, apparently. Now, there is another one of those coming in that's about the size of one of these with a huge pitcher. I have for like $30, so I bid, I won. I also tried for a jambin, but then I wasn't feeling good, so I fell asleep and I didn't get the chance to bid on it. So, did not get the jambin, which sucks. I kind of wanted the one that's known to have the most stickiest of fluid. I'm trying to see if I can analyze these the pitcher's fluids to see if there's anything unique in each one that could be used for health or whatever. Or, maybe there's something interesting in a weird crossbreed that doesn't exist in others. Just for fun, mind you. Excuse me. So, overall, the plants are doing fine. Beyond the one loss on the Lowland and the 2 little scorch tips. So I'm not sure if this got too hot. I've been checking the temperature and the sun. It usually gets into the about 59 at night and by this side, and then the middle here is in the 60s. I moved the sensor during the day to make sure nobody gets too hot. That one gets the hottest side, and it usually only gets to 75 at most. There's nothing really crazy that I'm doing here. The jungle carpet's out, so you can look at him. There is also another version of that snake called a carpet python. It lives on the ground. This one is arboreal, meaning he just needs to curl a little bit of his flesh around a limb of a tree, and he can hang the rest off completely. It's really trippy. Had him for years. So far, wow, that actually is doing this is the Hamada Aristo. It's doing a full 360 into itself, which is, as you can see, it's curling up, but it's got good growth tip. It's, basil's doing well too. Sorry about that. Let's see, just more in depth. The Ovada had its first colored picture with me. I really like the coloring. That's the Robocantley Ovada to be specific. My Veitchii, which are all around it, surrounding it for some reason, are doing fine. Northiana, which is probably the most sensitive, as well as the Cobra Lily that came with it for free, is doing fine. It's even got a little picture, so I'm obviously doing something right. Now, my AW1 Hamada, which has had an issue with root rot, did a bunch of cleaning on it the last time, and it's still alive. It looks like it went into a dormant state or maybe a shock state. It hasn't really moved or done anything further, such as like these 2 little ones. That's an example. Now, Hamada and Diabolica both do it where they'll put out a leaf, curled up leaf, kind of like these type of things. You can see it on the end. That's the new growth tip. Within that growth tip, they usually like to wait until they're grown out this long, and then they pop, and then the second growth tip pops out almost immediately. They're very good at double dipping the growth tips onto each other. I don't know why they do it. I just find it really interesting. Let's see. Yeah, nothing really here. I might have a new picture coming on the Minima X Diabolica here. I just love how red this is. I mean, the only other plant, Minima Diabolica and peltata, those are my only 2 red-leafed plants, which I think that's just really trippy. Now, the Raja peltata up here does technically pop out a leaf as red, and then it divides or fades out into being green. The undersides are not red, but they, like you can see on this one, they do fade back later when they're aging to red. So if you've never seen this plant, I'm just explaining this. I really like how this Diotis is coming along. Its sibling is right here. This is another one. They both have good growth. This one doesn't have any pictures yet, other than its initial one. That one's already on its 3rd, I believe. No. Yeah, Polo says she likes it too. Let's see, my truncata, nice leaf jumps. Overall, as I said, they're growing just fine. I have this humidifier. It does have a heating function, but I think the heat from this got a little too hot, and that's what scorched this. Either that or the light up above, which is a $20 little light. I have the box right there that I bought off of Amazon. It's the same one that I use on the Lowland. I believe the humidifier got it too humid, and the stick-on things popped off and it fell. I could have also caused the damage. So I popped them off and I super glued them. up there. I can also screw them if it occurs again. I really hope it doesn't. So, thanks for watching. If anybody has questions or wants me to do a spotlight on a specific plant or thing and wants to know more, I can try to do some research. I just know most Highlands all grow in about the same way. Right now, they are growing in a moderate. Sorry, that was bugging me. They're growing in a moderate Highland styled environment, kind of a little closer to intermediate, but still Highland. And it, with the humidity dome on the more sensitive ones, seems to be working fine for me. This is a Singulana diabolica. I've been growing it. No pictures for the longest time. Those things are huge. They're about the size of this whole case. They're enormous. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Excuse me. But it's got a healthy growth tip. I was worried because I thought it also had root rot, so I gave it the same treatment as my Hamada. But it's got a nice healthy growth tip. Just popped out. I just noticed that literally right now. So, yeah. Any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. This is just a really simple setup I use for my personal collection. Now, mind you, they aren't normally kept inside. This is just during the winter when it's really cold. I don't want to risk my plants because outside it can get to 35 or lower right now where I live in California, as I live in a valley, so drop in temperature is significant, and most of these plants can handle down to 40. Specifically, anything mixed with Raja, do not let it get below 40. That's their cutoff. Couple of these can handle down to 35 easily enough, but I just don't want to risk them. Yeah. So, thanks for watching. Wise Exotics out.